or need to be in the loop about with this flooding situation that is going on in southern Kentucky. And in the studio, of course, earlier we had Chris Coomer on from Warren County Parks and Rec with the latest update about their world, which is absolutely in disarray right now. And in the studio with us now from the American Red Cross Center for Cats. Good morning, Jennifer. How you doing?
Good morning.
Oh, I haven't turned that. We've got the wrong microphone.
Need some rest.
I'll get the right microphone here in a minute. Yeah, you've pretty stressed out lately, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Flip that on, actually. There, I think there's a little button on top of it. There we go.
All right.
Yes!
It's crazy.
Let's try that again. Yes. On a scale, we were talking right before we went on the air. Where does this rank? I guess just to put it in perspective, over the last 2 or 3 big weather events that we've had through, from the hailstorm to tornadoes to the ice storm. Where does this rank in the Red Cross's world right now, as far as, I guess, level of damage, level of severity, maybe?
Definitely the worst.
Yeah.
I've not been through too many national disasters, but I mean this.
Right.
This to us is kind
Yeah.
of on that scale, where everybody
Right.
is affected in some way or knows somebody that's affected.
Right. Jennifer from the American Red Cross in the studio. Now, right now, let's just get the big stuff out there. Who got hit the hardest from this, from this flooding? Who is suffering the most right now? Everybody is going through some level, either on a business, a personal, professional level with it. But what county, what area of the map is really got the brunt of the storm here?
Well, our volunteers have spent the most of their time in Simpson counties. They had
Yeah.
floodwaters rising again last night. Looked at opening a shelter down there.
Right.
Warren County, Logan County, in certain pockets
Right.
have really been hit hard, and people don't
Yeah.
realize that. It's those small little areas that
Yeah.
maybe the photographs aren't being taken of, but that's where they're hit.
What right now, of course, a lot of folks are stuck in traffic right now. I mean, with just the way the traffic is, but really, I guess that's more of a cosmetic thing than it is a lot of people's homes and lives that are affected. What's the Red Cross doing right now? I guess, where are you guys at on your level of relief or level of investigation with this flood? What's going on right now with the Red Cross with the flood relief efforts?
I'd say we're about 80% done with our damage assessment.
Yeah.
We'll have teams that are, still
Yeah.
trying to get to a couple of places, but with road closures and, maybe
Yeah.
there's homes that we're not aware of, that we'll actually send some hot shots out and do some investigation there.
Yeah.
But starting our client assistance, we have cases open, trying to evaluate the needs, what we can actually help with,
Right.
monetary or referrals.
Right.
And identifying those, getting those entered into the system, and waiting for some client assistance cards from National Red Cross, get those
Yeah.
down here, and bringing in clients and
Right.
going out in the field to give them that assistance.
How does this work? My home gets flooded. What do I need to do? If by this point I should have already contacted somebody, I guess, right?
We want to make sure that everybody contacts the Red Cross,
Okay.
and everybody contacts their local emergency management, because the FEMA dollars is what they're trying to apply for.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that that's on the radar. We're kind of working back and forth as far as our damage assessment stuff, sharing addresses, sharing street information.
Yeah.
Emergency management's looking at the bigger scale. They're looking at roads, parks, businesses.
Yeah.
We're looking at people affected in their homes.
Right.
So we need them to call the Red Cross, and we can make sure that we've been to their street, and if not, we can get somebody out to their street to.
So they get in touch with you guys.
Yes.
And then I guess through that you guys can work out an appointment, a time, and stuff like that to go through that whole process where they can
Right.
come out and take a look at it. Now, what do they need to look at? I mean, my home's flooded. What are you guys looking at? I mean, is it going to be something where I don't want to ask? I'm going to ask some really maybe stupid questions, but I think they're questions that I think a lot of folks who have no idea what they're going through maybe think you don't cut them a check right on the spot.
No, but they
nothing like
think
that.
we do. No.
But I was going to say,
Right.
but that's something
Right.
where they may think, oh well, if my house is ruined, I need some help. But how does it? I mean, how do they actually physically get money to help out, or supplies, or relocation? How does it actually work?
Well, our basic damage assessment is by water levels.
Okay.
And I know many people are frustrated with
Yeah.
not having flood insurance,
Yeah.
some of FEMA's guidelines. The Red
Yeah.
Cross kind of looks at that too. I mean, we're going to focus
Right.
mostly on the homes that have major damage or are
Right.
destroyed.
Yeah.
People that are displaced for long periods of time. If,
Mhm.
unfortunately, if you
And
can
that-
get back in your home, or you've been
Yeah.
staying in your home, that's good, that's great, but it's
Right.
the people that have been displaced that we need to make sure.
So there is like a triage type level where
Absolutely.
the worst case scenarios are kind of taken care of before somebody who may just have a basement flooded,
Right,
for example.
right.
For example, okay.
And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people that don't get assistance from the Red Cross or from FEMA, and we hope they understand this is just
it's the nature of the beast. It's
it
not
is,
don't kill the messenger type
and
thing.
it's devastating. I mean, if you're the one that's affected, you're devastated.
Right.
So we want to.
I think that's the big thing. I think a lot of folks are feeling because people are feeling emotions that they've never felt before, that they may have saw on TV in 2005 during Katrina, and now they're feeling, well, this is Katrina right here in Warren County or right in Nashville for a lot of folks down there. But it's a high level, I guess, of frustration. So I guess the biggest thing for the people out there who may be frustrated, you're probably dealing with a lot of different stories, a lot of different attitudes. What can you tell them, I guess, right now?
Just make sure that they've reported their damage.
Reported their damage.
Report your damage, because when to get the declaration here in Warren County and the other counties, people have to know that you've been affected. And so many times, even growing up in Logan County, so many times you call the family in, you replace the roof, you do what you've got to do, but that stuff never gets reported out. And if you don't tell somebody, you can't expect them always. There's so many road closed and stuff that we may not have found you. So let us know.
How can they report it? What's the number? What's the website? What's the best way to do it, I guess, so that it gets to the right people the quickest?
We ask them to just call the Red Cross at 270-781-7377. The counties that we serve are Allen, Butler, Edmondson, Logan, Simpson, Monroe, and Warren.
That's basically the Sam Nation. If you're hearing our signal today, you're in there.
So if you're outside of one of those counties, find your local Red Cross. We can direct you to them if you don't know who that is, but do call and report that in.
I think it's a heck of an effort that you guys are going under with this, and I know you guys are doing the best you got with what you got, and I think people if they can just be patient and understand that. I think that's the best thing for everybody right now, because there's a lot of frustration going around. But just think, hey, as frustrated as we are, think about how they're feeling in Nashville right now.
Right, and we have some wonderful volunteers that are working around the clock.
Can people help out? Can people volunteer? I know that's one thing too. A lot of folks say, I want to help out. I didn't get affected. My home's not flooded, but I got neighbors, a mile or two down the road that are displaced. Can people volunteer? Can people help out right now with the Red Cross?
Right now, this is bad. We're not really recruiting at the Red Cross. We're still trying to manage the operation.
Trying to put this fire out before you go to the next one.
Exactly. And right now, our office is booked with classes, and I'm trying to redirect those so that we have a place to set up a service center and things like that. So, I mean, if people are really interested, call us, but help your neighbors.
I was going to say, just literally, you don't have to be under the Red Cross banner to go and help out your neighbor pump out his basement.
Yeah, because everybody knows somebody that's affected, so there's somebody that you can go help, and they'd be so appreciative if you just showed up on their steps.
Yeah, good stuff. What's that number again at the Red Cross?
270-781-7377.
One of our great community leaders, Trent from Trent Bedding, is putting together some great stuff as well. We're going to talk to him coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Jennifer, thanks for stopping by. We're going to post this entire interview, by the way,